All right, so this video will focus on, again, radius and diameter, but now we're going to go from circumference. So instead of solving the way that we were doing earlier, where I asked you or I told you what the radius or the diameter was, and then you had to identify the circumference, you're now going to get the circumference and now have to go the other way. So it says a circle has a circumference of 36 pi. Remember, the circumference is either d times pi or 2 pi r, right? So if I look at that for a second and I want to know the diameter, well, it's what times pi? Diameter times pi, right? So this would be 36 times pi. So the diameter here is just 36. This one says, what is the radius? Now we know that, of course, the radius is 2 pi r. So I get rid of the pi right away. And I know that radius will have 2 of these. So I have to divide this number by 2, right? So 324 divided by 2. So that's 150 plus 12 maybe. So 162. I'm going to practice some more here. This one says the circumference has 2500 pi. What is the radius? Now again, radius, in terms of my formula, there's 2 of these, right? So I have to divide by 2. So I take 2500 divided by 2, and I'll get 1250. This one here says that the circle has an area. Oh, interesting. So this isn't circumference, this is area. So the circle has an area of 169 pi. What is the diameter? Well, the area of the circle, remember, is this right here. So it's either radius squared times pi, which is what we'll do here. So the first thing we'll want to do is think of what times what equals 169. And if I think about that, I know that it's going to be 13, right? So I have 13 times 13. And then I have to take 13 plus 13. I get 26. And again, all that I did is I'm looking at this formula. Let me just write this down here. And I'm going to have radius squared times pi equals 169 pi. Well, the first thing I can do is I can get rid of this pi, right? Because the pi divided by pi would just equal 1. So this is gone. And now I have radius squared equals 169. Well, in order to get the radius by itself, I have to do the inverse of square, which is the square root. And that's what times what equals that. And so if I think about this for a second, this now becomes r. And what times what equals 169? The way that you could think of this is you could do like 1 times 1, 2 times 2, 3 times 3, and keep on going. And you'll eventually get to 13, which is 169. But here's the problem. I don't want the radius. I want the diameter. So I have to think about, how does this relate to a diameter? Well, remember, there's 2 of these in one diameter. This is half of a circle. So it would be 13 plus 13, and that's how I got 26. This one here says the area is 121 pi. So what is the radius of a circle? Same kind of procedure. Instead of having the 169 though, I'm going to put the 121 and think about what times what is 121. And now it says what is the radius? So my R answer is all I have to do. I don't have to multiply it by 2 because it wants to know the radius, right? So in this case, I believe 121 is 11. And sure enough. So that is how you complete this section. It might take some more time. Remember to watch the video or use hints if you need them. But this will be really helpful as we move forward through this lesson.